If I was not open to receiving another friend, because some people say that, I've heard it time and time again, I don't need any more friends, or I'm good in the friend department. I honestly don't want to imagine what my life would have been like and what I would have missed out on if I felt that way over 13 years ago.
I thought I had to chase who I was meant to be, but the more I grow, the more I see it's not about a role, a race or prize to claim. It's finding peace in my own name, just me becoming serene.
Hello, beautiful, and welcome back to another episode of Becoming Serene with me, your host, Ruth Devanay Southall. And as you can see, this is another solo show that is made just for you. Entrepreneurial-minded women, yes, who aspire to embrace peace on your pursuit of purpose. This is an absolutely special show that I am doing today, and I'm dedicating it in memory of a dear friend, Nicole Mabon Brewer. Today's episode is dedicated to a woman whose life was a true testament of faith, 13 plus years of friendship, sisterhood, and encouragement. Nicole Mabon Brewer poured herself into every role she carried as a daycare owner of 15 years, leading the learning ladder with wisdom far beyond her years, as a proud and successful consultant of the #1 direct selling skincare and cosmetic business, and even as the heartbeat behind her husband's campaign in Gary, Indiana, and eventually as a sought-after speaker and model for various events. Nicole was also a serial encourager. She had a gift for showing up, cheering on, and supporting every small business owner she came across, especially in her hometown of Gary, Indiana. She didn't just speak encouragement, she lived it. Her presence on Facebook alone was proof, where her words and her consistency not only inspired, but it became a ministry of their own. She was also a die-hard Horace Mann fan, always repping her high school with pride. She was the kind of friend who gave without hesitation and loved without limits. Nicole was also a loving mother of 5, and she carried that same love for her children into every space she entered. Now, you may know of her from one of her encouraging posts, or when your paths crossed and you experienced her joyful spirit, or maybe, just maybe, like me, you were blessed to call her a faithful, loving, and selfless friend. So today, we dedicate this space and this moment to honor the life, the legacy, and the love of my beautiful, beloved friend, Nicole Mabon Brewer, affectionately known in our pink world as C. I'm dedicating it to her because, unfortunately, Nicole left us and transitioned to life after here. I'll just say that. On Wednesday, September 3rd, 2025. And my dear friend was an amazing woman with so many gifts and aspirations, But she was also a thriving entrepreneur. And I want to share her story since we did not have the opportunity for her to sit on my show with me and be interviewed. So I'm just going to share a little bit about my friend with all of you. I know many of you already know that she was the founder and teacher of the Learning Ladder, a home daycare that she started over 15 years ago. As a matter of fact, she just celebrated her 15th anniversary a couple of weeks ago. But do you know, in addition to that, my good friend spearheaded and led her husband's campaign as he ran for councilman of Gary, Indiana. One time, two times, three times, over and over again. And I was right there at all the campaign parties and all the celebrations, everything that she always planned. Even if we couldn't make it, we were always just cheering her on because she had such a spirit of support. Everyone who knows her or knew her or even heard of her already knew how greatly she supported everyone in all of their endeavors. So I want to say why and how can we not support her? But there, of course, are times that we always plant seeds here, water some there, and it won't necessarily bloom in our yard. And she would say stuff about it quite often, like, man, I do this and I do that. And I'm like, hey, see, let me tell you, girl, that's not how things happen. We have to literally realize that we plant seeds, sometimes we water them, but God gives the increase, and that may not be where we expect it. So we have to be patient with that. I'm talking about her, and I'm sharing these stories because a dear friend, thank you, Dr. Nakia Young, reminded me or told me that this platform, this space that has been created for you is also created for me. It's called Becoming Serene for a reason. And it gives me the opportunity to actually share what's on my heart from the things that I've experienced and that I've learned. So I want to share with you some of the things that I've learned through my experiences with my beautiful friend. We have walked side by side for over 13 years building our businesses. And let me just say from day one, it was not sunshine and rainbow. As a matter of fact, when we met, it was actually at a party of one of her friends. We had not become friends yet. It was my first time meeting Kim, but C was already, and I keep referring to, please just bear with me as I refer to Nicole as C. A lot of you know her as Nikki, but we affectionately call her C, or Super Selling C in our world, in our pink world. But I met her at Kim's first party, and the meeting was kind of like Nicole, Ruth Nicole, and this is her. It was like, who is she? And why is she floating all around here? Kim, ha 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 ha. You know, that's how she saw me, like all full of bubbles and warmth. Like, girl, she's like, you were just doing too much, which is what she told me eventually when I reminded her, you didn't even like me when we first met. She was like, yes, I did. I said, come on, tell the truth. But let me tell you why. Those of you who knew her over 13 years ago knew that she was always supportive. Like, that's who she was. She was the most supportive person I know. Like, literally, You all know if you have any type of function, no matter where it is, near or far, not only is she gonna show up, she gonna buy somebody else a ticket. She gonna make sure she is dressed the part, whatever the theme is. She is going to be in that thing from head to toe. Whether she could walk, whether her legs were acting right, like she did not ever care. That girl will pull up on you and make sure that you see her and that she shares whatever it is that you were doing with the world, because you know she broadcasted it. You know she took plenty of pictures that she was amazing at doing. But she also took the time to share it on all of her social media platforms. And I'm so grateful for that, because had I returned the energy that she was giving me then, we may not have become such great friends. But due to me understanding that sometimes people have up a wall or they're in a shell right now because they haven't actually fully blossomed or realized their potential or realized their purpose. And I didn't know all these things about her. I didn't know if she was going to be in my life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. I did not know. But I did know that I was feeling some negative energy from her at our first meeting. And she had not yet joined the company, so I didn't feel like I would see her again. But soon after she did join, I guess she realized, okay, let me go ahead and try this out. I've gone to a number of parties, had a couple, all those things. So she joined our world. And after joining and eventually attending some events and everything, we started to hang out. She realized I wasn't so bad. And eventually, not only did she start to support me and be my friend, but I had the honor and privilege for her to love me unconditionally. Now, I'm saying this because I know it to be true. Have you ever had a friend that you could do no wrong to? Like, even my wrong was right to her. Even my bad was good to her. She's like, nah, I would have said it so much worse, and I would have done it in such a wrong way that your way is right. Like, she always spun, if that's a word. She always made everything that I did seem like it was perfect. And I'm like, girl, I think you love me a little bit too much. You think I can do no wrong. I can't see. She's like, no, you can't, Ruth. No, you can't. Your name means this. Your name means faithful friend. She was always sending me what my name means. And I did appreciate, and I do appreciate her loving me like that. But sometimes, just sometimes, we start to take time and people for granted, thinking that they'll always be there and that we'll have the opportunity to hear I love you again. I wish you were here again. I can't wait to see you at the next gathering again, and all those things. And then life happens and we start to realize that we won't. We won't hear their voice. We won't see their smile. We won't see their dance. We won't feel their arms around us in a warm, tight embrace as if we haven't seen each other in years. But guess what? I have learned And this brief time, because it was a brief time, I've learned in this brief time that when someone comes into your life and you have no idea of why, no idea of for how long, that we should embrace having experiences that may help us grow. I watched my beautiful friend start off as a wallflower. She literally did not like the spotlight. She didn't smile a whole lot, and she has had a beautiful smile, absolutely radiant. And when we started to tell her that, the more she heard it, the more she started to smile. You know what else she had the amazing ability to do? To make other people not just smile, but to capture their smiles like no one else. As a matter of fact, we wonder who's ever going to take our pictures now and make us feel like we're going to be on the cover of magazines because the pictures are that amazing. We watched her transform from a wallflower, not one to be seen, into a woman who proclaimed, I'm going to be a model one day. I'm going to be on the cover of a magazine and in a full spread, because she did have that potential and she really, really could. We've been waiting for it. We're like, girl, if anybody can, it's definitely you. My friend, the former wallflower, not only spearheaded her husband's multiple campaigns, political campaigns, built thriving businesses, which I'm going to share a little bit more in a second. But one day she said, I want to host a women's conference. And we were like, okay, do that. But when I tell you, she pulled together some phenomenal speakers, and you know there were vendors, because she was the chief of vendor events, like for real. She never left any money on the table, as she puts it. But she spearheaded a women's conference because she just, I believe, wanted to see if she could. Like, she wanted to see if she could fill a room, and she did. My heart was so proud. I'm like, look at you. Like, girl, you are doing that. And then she later on used to say she wanted to be a motivational speaker. I don't know why she is saying she wanted to be, because she most certainly was. Every time she got up, every time she opened her mouth, all she did was motivate, encourage, and empower. Speaking of empowering, she was the keynote speaker a couple of years ago at an empowerment conference. And she was so excited. She was like, can you believe this, Ruth Debonair Southall? I am the keynote speaker. And it blessed me so much once again to just witness what God was doing in her and through her. Because she had a love for people that literally spanned the globe. That means she loved people that she never saw, will never see, never met, will never meet. But she just wanted to project and encourage and support any way she can. So she created an encouragement goes a long way Facebook group page, which she loved to just give inspiring, positive words almost every single day. It was part of her mission. Now, you may think, as I did, who has the time to do this? How can she be everywhere teaching young children daily, every single day? And these are small littles, a house full. That alone, I can't imagine doing as long as she did. But she did that, ran, and I mean showed up like she was going somewhere, like she knew the assignment, went to as many people as she could, events. And as you all already know, we already know Horace Mann High School in Gary, Indiana. Any and everything Horace Mann related, she was there. If you were selling sticks, we knew about it. C is going to tell us about your sticks and how we can get some and bring some to us for free just to make sure we get hooked on them. Like, I have been to every restaurant. I've had every donut. I did not get my phone case blinged out just because I carry some really tight small purses sometimes. But she supported everyone. The jewelry, the clothes, the custom jackets, the custom shirts, custom shoes, custom hats. I'm just sharing that once again, if I was not open to receiving another friend, because some people say that, I've heard it time and time again, I don't need any more friends, or I'm good in the friend department. I honestly don't want to imagine what my life would have been like and what I would have missed out on if I felt that way over 13 years ago, because I met one of the most fascinating, awe-inspiring, loving, I can't I can't even put it into words to describe how amazing. I know I keep saying it, but how amazing she was. And I am. Those of you who know her, you know, we are grateful that our paths crossed. And I'm honored that she called me friend and sister by choice. This was not by blood, and nobody forced us together except maybe God did. So thank you, God. I learned so much from her. Really. Like, even in her darkest moments and hardest times, her strength, her faith, her resilience was unmatched. I don't even know. I understand where it came from. It came from God. But I just sometimes was in awe, and I would tell her so. Like, my God, having a front row seat to some of the things you're experiencing, I am really falling apart here. And she was like, well, Ruth Debonair Southall, this is just what we have to do. But she always carried herself with so much love and grace that she still showed up anyway. No matter what was going on in her personal life, she showed up for all of us for all of us in every situation, even for my children's celebrations. Like, she showed up. So I've been silent a whole lot. I haven't been able to share many pictures. I definitely have not been able to write or type a post or anything like that because I did not want to accept that our earthly friendship had come to an end. But because I believe in eternity, our friendship has not come to an end because we are just spirits having a natural experience, a physical experience. I know for sure that her spirit lives on, and every last one of us whose lives she touched, whether you never even met her in person, I know for a fact, because her spirit was so infectious that it even met people where they were through the videos that they watched of her and even of the posts that she made. I want you to know that every last picture she took, it was not just about her loving herself, as it should be, first of all. Like, first of all, you can't love someone else if you don't love yourself. But I know that my friend embraced what God asked us to do, and that was love him and then love others as you love yourself. So she wanted to make sure she had that loving herself down so that the overflow of love that she had would flow into others and onto others. And she did that masterfully. So that's another thing that I want to make sure that I continue to do. And as I think about and remember and cherish all of our memories together, that's what I'm going to remember to do. To love unconditionally, to encourage each and every one I come in contact with, and to not leave any money on the table. She eventually named her unit the Speak Life unit because she believed in speaking life into everyone. So Speak Life is what we must do in order to honor our friend's legacy. Encouragement goes a long way. Support goes a long way. You are enough. If you did not notice or recognize, for those of you who did not know, her favorite color was purple. This is as close as Ruth was getting to purple. But I have on this blouse to honor her and these very uncomfortable sequin colorful shoes because our friend was truly a diva. Thank you for being one of the best friends I have ever had. To say I'm going to miss you is an understatement. So I'll just say, I'll see you again. Knowing you'll start singing Going Up Yonder or something. But dear friend, thank you. And I love you. I love you more than you'll ever know. But thank you so much for loving me. Until we meet again, thank you all so much for joining me once again for Becoming Serene. And remember, this episode was about someone who dared to do everything that she realized she was capable of doing. She realized it by embarking on one journey and then another and then another. And she learned to live life full out, like full out loud, like more than I could ever imagine. So I dedicate this show to her. And as I continue to grow in my becoming, I'm going to forever honor her and take her spirit with me as well. Thanks again for watching. And if you haven't, please subscribe, like, and share. And trust me, our shows are not going to be this emotional. I pray they aren't, because I can't take it. I honestly cannot take it. Thanks again for watching, friend. Until next time, stay serene.